What's up guys, it's CG. So this is going to be a thorough review of Silver Mountain Water by the House of Creed. First I'm going to give you guys a rundown so you have a general idea what the fragrance is about. Then I'm going to share how users rated the scent profile and the performance. My wife and I are going to share our impressions of it. And finally I'm going to share my overall opinion after wearing it. Without further ado, let's get this started. So Silver Mountain Water is an ice cold, super fresh, inky tea floral fragrance. I mean, imagine just everything fresh from citrus and tea, everything condensed together to almost produce that tickling nose effect that you get from something that's super fresh. It's clean, it's classy, it's very timeless, and there's nothing else like it. It doesn't really go blue, green, or yellow. It's a neutral, icy, super fresh fragrance that's very unique. In the top you have bergamot, blackcurrant, galbanum, and orange. In the heart you have tea, ozonic accord, and in the base you have musk and sandalwood. The scent rating got an average rating of a 7.9, which is reasonably high. 10% of people, 1 out of 10, give it a 10 and say it's like the best thing they ever smelt in their life. And 40% of people don't really like the scent and gave it a 7 or lower. So a majority of people like Silver Mountain Water. That comes as no surprise to me. I personally would have given it either a 9 or even a 10. I feel like it's just so unique and so the embodiment of the ultimate freshie and a classic timeless fragrance that's very artistically done. For longevity, it got an average rating of a 6.7. I feel like that's a fair rating. I personally would have gave it a 7 as well. I don't feel like it has a good longevity, but I don't feel like it's poor either. I get something in the 4 to 5 hour range where I could still detect it on my skin. And 40% of people voted 7. That's the highest voted number on here. And then the other 40% voted a 6 or less. Not too many people really gave it a good rating. A lot of people just feel either indifferent about it or feel like it's poor. For projection, it received an average rating of a 6.4, which is a pretty low rating. You could tell by the rating distribution that over almost 80% of people voted between a 5 and a 7, which means some people feel like they don't know whether or not it's good or bad, and some people feel like it's just poor. For me, I would have given it maybe a 5. I'm not too happy with it, but at the same time it does have its moment. Like, it is loud in the opening and it's not just starting off soft like some other fragrances, but I feel like it just dials back and dials down and gets close to the skin way too fast for my preferences. The Silver Mountain Water to me has always been the ultimate freshie. They take tea, they take citrus, they take floral, and they combine everything, metallic, inkiness, and everything to create one of the most beautiful openings I've ever smelled in all of fragrance. One of the freshest things ever. Extremely icy cold, alpine mountain air type of freshness that's just blasting in your face. And it's not green, it's not blue, it's not yellow. It really has a neutralness to it. And it just is absolutely stunning on the opening, and I love it. Like, I would say that the freshness is so intense it's almost tickles your nose. Like, I would say think of like baby powder, not that it has powder in it at all, but just how baby powder almost has like a chemical sharpness to it. And Silver Mountain Water has always had that to me, just in a way that I really enjoy, almost like a sharp, in your face, punchy freshness that's just it kind of has a floral component and a citrus flavoring, and everything just works together with this metallic to create one of the freshest things I've ever smelled. It's very crowd pleasing. I feel like it's very easy to like, but I also feel like it could be a little bit headache inducing for some people, especially with how it's metallic and how sharp it can be. That even if you like it, it could be one of those things that gives you a headache. But Silver Mountain Water was created in 1995, and I'm making this video in 2024. So how many years is that? That's 30 years. Silver Mountain Water's maintained its relevancy. People still buy it, people still talk about it. I also think I'm not one that's for presentation, but it was one of the first niche fragrances I ever smelled, because when I went to the Creed counter, it has a beautiful bottle with that white, and the name of it, Silver Mountain Water, is intriguing. So it's always just seemed like a staple, like a classic staple, because it was one of the first things I smelled, and I assumed everybody was on board with it. So it was weird seeing that it only got an average scent rating of a 7.9. I always felt it was iconic. Now the opening of Silver Mountain Water is to me the ultimate, and as it dries down, I don't like it as much, but I still like it quite a bit. That sharp, almost in-your-face freshness dials down a bit and falls into this bed of like sandalwood and musk, which almost is like gives it a depth and a warmth and an easiness to like, almost like the smell of humidity around this sharp thing. Silver Mountain Water at least has its moment. It's just not very long lived, which is unfortunate because its moment is so beautiful and up there and icy cold freshness. But then it dies down in like 30 minutes to 45 minutes and you're left with kind of like a more musky, more close to the skin, fresh scent. And that's just the sad part about Silver Mountain Water for me. The vibe I get from it and the feelings I get, I kind of consider it to be like a hair salon freshie. Like it's not masculine enough to be a barbershop scent to me, but it really fits that modern up-end hair salon, especially after you get a haircut and you feel fresh and you're walking to the counter to check out and you feel elevated in a fresh way. And you're surrounded by like people that are put together and sharply dressed, and in that environment with that type of music playing, like that's the vibe I get from, and the emotions I get from Silver Mountain Water. It is like a fresh haircut in a bottle to me. I think it's timeless. I think anybody could pull it off in any era in history, young, old, or in between. I don't think it's very feminine. I don't even think it's unisex. I do think it's masculine leaning.
So for Silver Mountain Water, I get like a super zesty fresh, like I can't explain because this is not a scent, but like a carbonated beverage, you know, that fizzy effect. If that was a smell, it would be this. And it also smells really elegant. I don't think that the scent is tied to like an age range. I would say anybody could wear it, and the image that I get from somebody wearing this would be like a really modern guy, maybe younger, late 20s, early 30s, a guy that is really modern, maybe even like a minimalistic type of person. This is really good. I give this a 9.
So ultimately, Silver Mountain Water isn't for me enough to own a whole bottle of it. I curate fragrances, and Silver Mountain Water is one I had in the past and let go of because I don't like to have too many bottles at once. And the number one reason is just how I love the opening and the moment it has, but how quickly it dissolves and fades into more of a skin scent. It just doesn't get me through enough of the workday for me to really reach for it. And I always can think of 6 or 7 fresh fragrances that I'd reach to it before I would reach for Silver Mountain Water, just for that reason. Knowing that you need to reapply it, and it's pretty expensive when you start doing that with niche fragrances, and it can be kind of frustrating, is really the reason I got rid of my bottle of it. But yeah, feel free to comment with y'all's opinions and subscribe for future content. Peace out.